Thank you for coming, Ben, mate. How's things?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me, Jack.
Pleasure, mate.
Crazy being here.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I've been following you for probably about a good part of 18 months now, and you see a lot on, your TikTok, your Instagram and stuff, but you just showed me around your warehouse a second ago, and that was crazy.
Yeah, it's busy up there right now. To be fair, that's a busy warehouse for January. We weren't expecting that, but January's been really good. It's been a good start to the year. Obviously, we all expect crap sales in January, so it's good that we've come into the new year with some momentum. So that's that. But so obviously got some questions for you. Obviously to let the people know. So when did you first come across me, and what did you think?
So I first came across you on TikTok, and it was probably about 18 months ago.
Yeah.
And at first, it was like just as you'd got that Ferrari, I think. And I was like, who's this guy? Like talking about Amazon FBA, obviously, selling mentoring, not a course.
Not a course. Here we go.
And I was just like, nah, not sure. But obviously, TikTok and the algorithm and stuff, it just kept putting you up there. So you were just never out of my mind. So then, like one day, I was just like, you know what, this is really interesting. Like Amazon FBA does sound good, but is it bullshit? So I tried to give it a bit of like research, and then followed you on Instagram and stuff, and then just like started speaking to people that had done your course, and everyone was like, "Yeah, it's legit." Still had doubts in my mind.
Of course. Yeah.
But then obviously probably about a week like you usually do before you mentor into release, you put it up on your story, and I was like, right, shit, I've got a week to make my decision, or however long it was. So I was like, right, now I've got to like just knuckle down, find out, is this legit? Because if this is legit, this could be crazy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, right, no, Joe, what? Like, it is what it is. I'm just going to go for it, because the risk and the rewards for the money that it cost is it's not a lot really for what you get out of it.
Not at all.
Just so worth it.
Okay, cool. So you saw me on the TikTok. I think again it's good that it's relatable, because I know a lot of people out there are seeing. And to be fair, like you said, there's a lot of people out there on TikTok talking shit. I'd say probably 99% they pretend they know about the business. They usually don't. And it's a risk. There's people out there literally out to get people, to take people's money, and obviously that's a risk you took. So you signed up. And how much did you really know about Amazon before you signed up?
Nothing. Yeah. Literally nothing. I knew you could sell on Amazon for years, and I always wanted to look into it, but I never did. It looked too complicated. Yeah. So apart from knowing that you could sell as a third-party seller on Amazon, I knew nothing about it.
Okay, cool. And you joined the first session. Let's say first session, because obviously the session, how it kind of works currently is it's 8 weeks, one session a week with full-time support in between as well. Just for those of you who didn't know. So you joined that first session. What was you thinking as soon as you got on there? Like, what was the vibe?
See, we joined that first session. I was there like 10 minutes early, and then like you're very prompt with your sessions. They always start bang on time, so no one misses out. Because I guess the worst thing is if you think it starts at 8 and you're starting at 7:55, people are going to miss out, because people always join a little bit late. So, and I was just there, and it got to like 7:59, and I was like, oh shit. I've been scammed. This guy's not even here yet. Like, what is going on? But then obviously the session started, and just your energy even on Zoom, like the energy that comes through, you just know you know what you're talking about, and like I think instantly within those first few minutes, you're like, oh shit, this guy is real.
Confident. Yeah, I think for me it's my passion. Like when I get in there, I'm like, because I think it's a magical thing, and I always say it to people, but I get to see people go from knowing nothing, like you knowing nothing, to a year down the line. Do you know what I mean? Like you are the shit with Amazon. You're making serious dough with it, and that's where I get so excited, because I'm sat there knowing that these people know nothing, and not all of them, only the ones who take it seriously. But the people who take it seriously, they're actually going to kill it. They're going to kill it. So so how long did it take you to make your first sale? Do you remember?
So before I joined the mentoring, obviously we had that gap from when you sign up to when you actually start, and I was messaging like same sort of people that I was trying to find out whether you're legit from, and I was like, what am I meant to do in these couple of weeks whilst I'm waiting? They're like, just wait, Jack will teach you everything. And I was like, no, like I've literally just spent this money on this mentoring, like, and I'm going to commit to this, so I can't wait. So I just went out and I watched some YouTube videos, and I got an app and just started scanning products in Asda. I found a couple of products to sent them in, and I had to like lower the price on all of them, so I made a loss on every single one. Yeah. Only a few units, so it's fine. But then I think that was a good thing because I knew how to send products into Amazon before our first session, which is obviously a lot of what the first session is based on. Is some of those basics. I felt like I was almost a little step ahead by our first session, and like I did lose money on those products, but I think that's kind of helped me in my mind, like knowing that actually like I'm going to commit to this, and I feel it's probably where a lot of people slip up. They're just like, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably really bad advice to go out and start losing money.
I would definitely say so. I'd say obviously, but if you'd waited, I mean, till that first session, just an hour, you'd have not obviously lost that money. So that would have been the better shout. That's why we do say until we start the mentoring, don't do nothing. But fair enough. And in the mentoring, how long did it take you to make your first profitable sale then?
Not long at all. So obviously our mentoring started middle of October, and in November I'd done £2,000 in sales.
Cracking. That's cracking. And obviously that's during the mentoring. So and you say middle of October, you didn't even start buying products till probably the first or second week in November. So that's mad. That is mad to get your products in and sold and do £2,000 in sales in your first month. That's incredible. But that's also what's doable, you know. It's possible, and more's possible as well, you know. No offence, but I've seen people do more than that as well. You know? So no, incredible, mate, incredible. And so obviously you went through the mentoring, you finished the mentoring. What was were you working full time? Yeah, quite a. You know, my job was 40 mile each way. I was a business manager at McDonald's, so it was like I had to live on my phone. Yeah. I'd just moved from a great restaurant that I'd opened to a really shit restaurant, so I had to work all the time. Really? Like, it was fucking dreadful in there, so I just had to be there all the time. So I was really just scraping a barrel with hours to do Amazon. If I had a bit of quiet time at work when I was in the office, I'd be doing my product research and stuff. That's what it takes though, isn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And, in December, the numbers that stick out to me is December, obviously, we finished... I think it was the first week our mentoring finished in December, but I made $6,000 in sales in December and £1,300 in profit. At that point,
that's
I was just
mental.
That's blew my mind.
Because that profit that you hit within, a week, 2 weeks, the 3 weeks that you finished the mentoring in, that's full-time wage for most people. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's insane. But also, as you said, you put in the hours. But what's nice about that is the people watching. A lot of people sit there and go, "Oh, should I start? I'm working full time. No, I'm in full time education. I'm not sure it's worth it." But the thing I say to people is, that's not a problem. You've got to start from somewhere. Start it on the side and then, grow it. Start it on the side and then grow it to a point where you have the option to leave. So when were you able to leave your full time job after that?
So I kind of left a bit early. So I left in April. So literally 6 months after I started, and I was on a good wage as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, in fairness, I was living at my parents' at the time, and I was with my girlfriend as well. So we both had to commit to living there for longer because my income had, gone down a lot. And I got a little part-time job just to see me through over the summer, and then I literally fully stopped working in October of 2022. So literally bang on a year after I started, I was full-time working for myself.
That's fucking mental, mate.
I think
that's actually mad. Mate. Yeah, that's actually
it was to do it that quickly from the place I was in, being so unhappy, living at my parents, and then 2 months after I quit my job, finally was able to move out, get a nice 3-bedroom house, and life's just so different.
It's mad for me, obviously, for the viewers. This is a genuine reaction because I did. Obviously, we've been keeping in good touch. Obviously, you joined the private label mentor a little while after, but this is the first time I'm hearing the actual timeline of this, and it's just, honestly, it's mad. It's mad, but it's also, if I was to just do a post and say, oh, guess what, one of my clients did this, there's not really too much basis to it. You know what I mean? Anyone can fucking say it, and people fucking do, and they lie, but, it's mad from my perspective, sitting here and hearing it, but that is mad.
I think the crazy thing for me, now that I think back on it, and some of the sales I was doing up to very recently when I was still at my parents before I moved out, is that me and my girlfriend were living in a cabin in my mum's garden, right? Yeah. And I shit you not, it is the size of this studio. If you were to put a wall there, and that was our bed, that was our sofa, that was we had a little kitcheny area, fridge, everything. Yeah. I had to store my stock in there. Oh, brutal. Honestly, such a small space, and I see people now questioning oh, where should I start? They make excuses I've got to work too much, I don't have the space for it, and all. And I was I had to work so many hours. Yeah. I had no space to do any of it, and I still made it work. And You know, as you said, there's people that have done even better than me, and.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, exactly. But I think that's what it boils down to. I think like the fact of the matter is anyone watching, they can do it, but it's actually down to them. It's actually down to them because you can we can at Jack Sam's Club we can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Do you know what I mean? People have to really take the initiative and actually go and do the work. You know, but that's crazy. And if you don't mind me asking, what's your best profit month? What's the best profit you've done?
So November, so 2 months ago, I made literally pretty much bang on £7,000 in profit. I think it's like 7,030, and it was to see those numbers that was coming in, and even last month, obviously it died off a little bit over Christmas, so it didn't quite match November, but to see the numbers coming in at like sort of 2 times what I used to earn.
Yeah, mad.
And a year in as well, like
only a year.
A year ago, I hadn't even finished the mentoring.
The thing is, this is the thing that's really hard to get across to people. Like, Amazon's not easy. And that's very important for people to know. It's not easy, but in regards to what it can do for you in such a short amount of time, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like that's like, yeah, mate, it's absolutely unreal. I mean, I only started paying myself like £1,500 a month after 12 months. But the difference between, obviously, like I always say, the difference between myself and the Jack Salmons Club mentees is that I had to make all the mistakes first and lose the money alongside them. So, you know, when we go for like session 3, 4 and 5, showing you the pitfalls, showing you where most people fuck up and get it wrong, that's where the real value comes, because I done that, but I actually made those mistakes and actually lost that money and continued to lose that money until I learned what was involved and why was the software losing me money. I thought software was meant to be great. Okay, cool. So I had to bring in something personally that a human can do to make sure the software is being held accountable. Obviously, like, you know, we do in session 4, and that's obviously where, you know, that's where the main value comes, I think, because I've lost the money for you. I've had the hardships for you. Obviously, still, you know. Look, if I could stop you making all your mistakes, I'd be charging a shitload more. I always say that, way more, because everyone still makes mistakes, you know. But I think the majority of the silly mistakes that can be made, and I think what it is people give up too easy. But like you know, if you went and bought those products that you might have sourced in the first week of product sourcing, people think they're great. But truthfully, when we sit down and break the numbers down and we analyse those products and we realise they're shit. If you bought those products, you'd have lost more than the mentoring actually cost.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean? So it's for us, obviously, we know Jack Salmons Club now is a no-brainer. For clients. And what would you say, like, or what would you change? Go back to it. What would you change? Would you back in, was it? No, probably would have been October you started, or no, probably mid 2021 you probably started watching me.
Yeah.
So what would you change? Would you have started sooner? Would you have?
I mean, I don't think you had done a mentoring release any sooner since I'd found you. Right. So I don't think I really could have started any sooner. The only thing I would have changed is, like, I look back at the 15-ish months that I've been doing Amazon FBA, and I think there's just times where I just should have worked harder.
Yeah, I remember you saying. I do remember you saying.
Biggest thing for me is where in October I went registered for VAT, and I had to sack a couple of products off, so my sales went down a bit, and I'd done 13.5 grand in sales in October, and then obviously in November I'd done 30 grand, and it's just because when we got back from Frankfurt in October, I literally just sourced products and packed products non-stop, like from the second I woke up to the second I went to sleep.
Nice.
Like, and it literally, like, I think that's life-changing enough, the fact that I went from, I think I made just shy of 3,000 profit in October to 7,000 profit in November.
It's mental. Absolutely mental.
Just for such a... And we came back from Frankfurt, middle...
But you were motivated, I think.
Middle of
October. I think
October.
that's the main thing. You had that extra boost of motivation. You were around the right people. So for people who are watching who don't know, we done our first private label mentoring, which is separate to what we're talking about here and what you're probably thinking about. Private label is a bit of a higher level. You probably start it after you've done wholesale, and it's when you brand stuff. You create your own listings, create your own brands, and launch them on Amazon. And obviously, we went through at random from the people who applied. We picked the people to start off with the private label mentoring. We went to Frankfurt, we went to the expo, and we just had a few days together with really good people. Had a good time as well, had a good laugh, and we became a good team. Number one, we learnt a lot, we spoke about a lot, and ever since we've obviously been meeting weekly to discuss growth, how to grow a private label brand, etc. And obviously that is obviously available for Jack Salmons Club mentees in the future when it is available. But for now, obviously we're trying it out, we're testing it out, and doing that. But obviously that's the progression. Obviously Jack Salmons Club can provide as well. But I think the other question, I mean, look, it's mad. The timeline's mad. You started a year and a bit ago, a year and a couple of months ago, a year and 2 months ago even, or before let's say, to be fair, before the end of the mentoring finished a year and a couple of weeks ago, right? Or a year and 3 or 4 weeks ago, and you have been able to take it from nothing, absolutely nothing, or probably minus because you lost a bit of money,
I lost
right?
some money.
So you made it from a minus to, and you had a good job as well, man. That was a risk. That's a risk, and you took a big risk on yourself there, but then again, it paid off. I guess
I worked for many years to get to that position that I wanted, and then I decided that actually it wasn't going to do what I thought it would. And
100%. But there we go. But that's that's kind of what it takes, and it's important for people to out there to hear the mindset of that. Like you and I are regular guys. We're nothing. We're not geniuses, but the main thing is we had a goal. We stuck to it. We didn't make excuses when we had other things to do. And ultimately, it takes you to kind of where you want to be. So where do you see Amazon taking you in the next 12 months?
Well, I don't like the idea of giving out my specific goals.
No, of course, don't jinx it too much. Yeah, but just generally speaking.
I got quite big visions for Amazon. I think by the end of the year, I have a couple of people working with me.
Cool. I think you just say you've hired someone.
Yes. So a mate that used to be one of my assistant managers when I was at McDonald's. So we're good mates, and obviously we've already got an existing working relationship. And yesterday was his very first day with me.
Mad.
And so he was helping me pack products. I was teaching him a little bit on sourcing and stuff. And I'm sort of thinking by the end of Q1 he's going to be with me pretty much full time.
Nice.
Is the aim.
Fantastic.
And that would just be mad.
Well, it's scaling, isn't it? Scaling. If you think what one person can do, if you get 2 people on board, then you can double it up. You know what I mean? And faster and better and more fun as well. That's the thing.
Yeah, it was a great day yesterday. He was only with me for 8 hours of my working day, and nowadays I've just learned that you've just got to, if you do it all the time, you'll get to the big goals.
100%.
I think I proved that to myself in the shift between October and November last year.
Yeah.
So it's since literally October, I've pretty much just worked all day, every day.
But that's the opportunity you've put in front of yourself, right?
Reaping the rewards every day. I mean, going back to what you said about scalability, I posted on my Instagram story this month, so before 12 midday on the 5th of January, I'd already beaten my entire January sales for last year. And to do that in 12 months
it's mental.
It's crazy.
Absolutely mental, but you put the work in, so well done, mate. And anyone out there watching this video right now, because there'll be a lot of people watching this video going, is this legit? Is it worth it? What would you say to the people watching thinking, should I do it? Should I bite the bullet?
You just got to go for it. I think as long as you can afford it and you're not going to, spiral yourself into debt with it, of course.
Of course.
The risk.
Don't worry about them wankers out there who will literally make you borrow money to fucking buy their mentoring or courses. Yeah, stay clear of that.
Yeah, I spoke to someone about that the other day, actually, who bought one of those and got completely scammed.
Of course it did.
Mad, of course. But yeah, the risk is actually generally quite small compared to what the rewards can be. It's I made my money back from the mentoring probably about a week or 2 after I'd finished. Yes, you could, if you decided it wasn't for you or you didn't get anywhere with it, and I'm sure it happens to people, you could be out of pocket, but if nothing else, you've got some experience 100%. And you've learned something, even about yourself. You probably learn that if you don't get on well with Amazon FBA, then e-commerce probably isn't for you. And if you're looking at, the whole escaping the matrix type thing, then, to go down another route.
But it's all about giving something a go, isn't it?
Yeah,
giving something a go, and worst comes to worst, you've got that experience under your belt, and because it isn't for everyone, but for the people who have big dreams and big goals and who are really wanting to buy. Some people will just go, oh, let me buy this, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
But truth is, you have to put the work in. If you don't put the work in, you're not going to make it anyway. So you've got to put the work in. You've got to put the graft in. But obviously, if you do put the graft and the work in, this is where you can be. And obviously, we'll do the same thing in 12 months' time. See where you're at. See how the progress is. And obviously, you've been lucky because obviously we've now got a good group with a private label team, and you've been able to see what everyone else has been able to do as well. And it's the amount of people who have actually done, obviously you as well, which is incredible. The amount of people who have done what you've done as well through Jack's Amazon Club is stupid. It's actually stupid. I sometimes sit here and think, when you said it to me earlier, I was thinking, I'd almost don't believe you. You know what I mean? But you've been through it, you've done it, I've seen it. So it's yeah, man, absolutely incredible. Cool, good stuff. And then go on, one tip for anyone who is. So let's say they're going to do it. They're going to start Jack's Amazon Club. They're going to start Amazon. What's one tip that they need to hear to make sure they get that success?
Absolutely, just resilience. So I speak to a couple of guys that done the same mentoring intake as me, and they don't currently do it, and I'm sure they'll probably listen to this, and you know who you are, right?
Yeah.
And like, they've given up because they had a couple of issues, and I know a few other people that I don't speak to anymore that gave up after a couple of issues. And I know it's hard because I nearly gave up last January, February, because my sales took a dip. I lost my best product.
It's normal, yeah.
But it's just one of those things. But then some of the other guys, they lost their best product, and maybe it was their only product for some of them, and they just completely packed it in and gave up. And we're speaking again now, and I'm in the position I'm in, that I've been able to quit my job, and I'm making more money than I've ever made, and they're in the exact same place they were last year, and it's just because they gave up too easily.
Yeah. Okay, so I'd say the main thing that comes out, and it's one that I've been really loving putting out there is to the audience, is that basically every time something bad happens, is room for growth. Every time something shit happens in your business or in life, it's an opportunity to grow and an opportunity to learn something new as well. And that's the mad thing. People go, oh yeah, I stopped. I hear it a lot, like, oh, I stopped Amazon because this happened. Like, you came across an obstacle. Well, guess what? That's business. Like, maybe business, like I always say,
that's just life, innit?
Maybe it's not for you, you know what I mean? So I guess the other thing there is be prepared for issues, be prepared for problems, but also be prepared for the fact that, obviously with us, we get rid of a lot of those problems for you anyway. So that's
100%.
That's nice for the user, of course, but obviously, yeah, it wasn't nice for me at the time. Obviously, we go through all that in the mentor and tell you about everything that happened and why and what we learned and what we should have and shouldn't have done. But obviously, that's what the mentoring's all about, right? So obviously, in a nutshell, like Jack's Amazon Club, obviously you join the live set. Obviously, a lot of people don't actually understand what it is. So obviously, we have the live sessions. Once a week over 8 weeks, and then obviously we have the support and the extra support that most people, like 99% of people, get anyway for no extra cost. So it's usually like 4 months of support, isn't it? What do you think? What did you think about the support throughout the process as well?
The support was it was so good. I think the text-based support was one of my favourite bits, and the fact that it just didn't end when the mentoring ended and it went on for the extra was twice as long as the mentoring, wasn't it? In total.
Yes. Yeah.
And there was a few times where I didn't want to put my message in the chat, and I'd message either you or the other guys who were there for support, and always they were messaging me back and helping out, and I think that support is almost as valuable as the actual mentoring.
Mate, I say this all the time. I actually say this because what's the point in me sitting down with you for now? And this is again important for the people to know as well. Like with Jack's Amazon Club, especially now, you're never alone. Now you get the actual live mentoring, and we're confident. We will teach you live. We will speak to you live. If you ask a question, we will answer it there and then. We have obviously the full-time support as well. It's actually changed just a little bit. So unlucky from when you were doing it, but the support's now 7 days a week, Saturday and Sunday. So Monday to Sunday, full-time support from the team, because we know the support is needed. We know that if you're on a Saturday and you go and buy something that maybe you shouldn't do, there's a risk there that and for us being there full-time Monday to Sunday supporting, answering every single question that you have alongside the mentoring, that is what, and I completely agree with you, that is 50% of it, honestly. Because imagine if we just said, right, here's an hour, here's a load of information, you're going to forget some of that. You're going to maybe misconstrue some information in your head, and you might do something wrong, but having the support chat there, and again, this is where the value comes from, and look, to be fair, full-time support from people who have done it, from people who have turned over millions of pounds in this industry, Monday to Sunday, full-time, during the mentoring and after the mentoring, you know what, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Value through the roof, and that's why we are obviously branded the best in the world at what we do,
Yeah, and that's without even mentioning the fact that you're put in a group chat with the other people in your group.
Yes. Yeah.
So you've got an Amazon network forever.
Yeah, and that's for life, right?
Yeah, of course, not everyone continues with it. Things come up for people and they decide it's not for them or whatever. But even just the connections you make through that is great, and
it's invaluable.
When obviously inevitably the support from Jack's Amazon Club ends in a way, but it never fully ends. I don't think.
Yeah, it never fully ends. There's always something there. Like we have the phone service now. Did you get on the phone service?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them about the phone service.
Phone service is great. My first time phoning up, and I was at work.
Yeah.
I'd literally signed up and I was out on the patio and I was phoning up. I was like, oh shit, this guy actually I wasn't sure what to expect, and when I spoke to Dan, he was just
Dan's the man.
He knows his stuff,
yeah,
and he's just good to talk to as well, and the goal setting. So that's another thing that I think helps me scale so quickly in November. So I was like, look, I want to make like 10 grand profit a month, and I want it yesterday. Like, I need to do it as soon as possible. And we worked out that we had X amount of days until the 1st of December. So I needed to source £10 worth of profit of products each day. And like I literally had that going in my head, and I was like,
Dan sit down with you and do that.
Yeah.
He's unreal. He's
really like the way he like helped with goal setting, and it was that there the £10 profit a day. So it wasn't you need to source a product a day, because a product might only make you one sale, £5 profit a day.
Yeah,
so
it's more the specifics, isn't it?
And by doing that, I was like, right, I'm at £5, so I just need to get another one, or I'm at £7 for today, and I got another one. I was like, right, I'm ahead.
Yeah.
I did, slow off a little bit towards the end. I didn't quite meet my target,
but you got very freaking close. And if you didn't set that 10k target, you probably wouldn't have got that 7k. No. To be fair,
and not far off tripled profit in a month.
That's mental, absolutely mental. No, it's incredible, and I guess that's why, again, like for us, obviously, like we always say, the phone service doesn't make us any money. It's just because it's too cheap. But basically, for way under £100 a month, basically, just so you all know, only Jack's Hammers Club clients get access to a phone service that runs 7 days a week. Where, look, we know that business can be lonely. It can be really lonely. Entrepreneurship can be really lonely. But obviously, literally, we have the service now where you can call up the Jack's Hammers Club team Monday to Sunday now, of course. Monday to Sunday, not any time, obviously during work hours. Monday to Sunday, and get support, get help, get advice, get that guidance that you need. It's like it's having someone there who has done it, who has made every single mistake in the book, there and then to help you. And that's obviously where a lot of the value comes. And I think we don't oversell what we do. We don't tell, like, to be fair, I don't think I've ever made a video detailing what's actually involved, like to what I'm saying now. So it's good for people to hear. But I guess that's why the value's there, and I guess that's why people like yourself who want to bring. We've got that. So we've got the service. We've got the full-time support. We've got the phone service. We've got the mentoring. We've got the network. If you bring hard work into that equation and resilience and persistence, like you said. It's good news.
Yeah,
usually
it's a
good news.
Great equation, that, isn't it?
It is.
And
it is.
Like on the phone service as well, it's just such it's incredible value. But even now, when I think I'm pretty experienced and I know what I'm doing with Amazon, I still phone up.
Of course. There's nothing more valuable than a second opinion. It's like having a business partner who knows exactly what they're doing there and then. Because even like me, I'll still have doubts. I'm like, there's a product opportunity, and you're like, should I go for it? Should I not? Fuck it, team. What do you think? And that's important. And when you're going, and also like that having someone to speak to there is I know is important, because for me I was like when I got Jake on board, it was like wicked, because otherwise it would just be like it's lonely when you sat there sourcing by yourself, learning it all yourself, doing let's not get twisted. It is very lonely at points, But that's what that's what business is all about, and they're the hardships you've got to go through in order to make it where you are, which is. Fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Cool. Anything else you want to add?
Just sign up.
Did not pay him to say that at all. I promise you that.
Honestly, the risks and the rewards are they're. Yeah. As I said earlier, it's just it's not even close. The benefits outweigh what is quite a small risk. Obviously, for some people, with different financial situations, it's going to be a bigger risk than for others, but. If you can afford it and you're thinking about it and you think it could be something for you, then it's just absolutely worth it. It's just great. It's changed my life and in such a short amount of time as well.
And would you say it's changed your life? I know obviously financially it has and business wise it has, but do you feel like a better person from it? Do you feel like a more well-rounded, more experienced? How do you feel as a person, confidence wise and just everything?
I just feel so much better in everything, and I think it's been a real sort of it's just been a snowball effect. And if I think about before I started, I was at McDonald's, eating McDonald's every day, gaining weight, and unhappy. I hated my fucking job, didn't like my situation I was in. There's not a lot of good going on, and then to where I am now, and even just the healthy eating and the discipline with literally going to the gym every day and. And I don't think I'd be in that position now if I hadn't started this business.
That's incredible. It's incredible, but also well done, because it's not easy at all. And everyone out there thinking it's a walk in the park, it's not. But the biggest thing you have to challenge is this. The biggest challenge you'll have to face is 100%. That for sure. So, look, mate, very, very well done. Obviously, thank you for getting on the testimonial. We have a lot more, obviously, work to do, obviously, as you know, and the New Year's here. Hopefully we'll get the rest of the team on a podcast at some point as well and talk about it as well. That'd be wicked. But exciting times ahead, mate. Well done, and thank you for coming along, mate.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed that. Fantastic to see you all. Hope you enjoyed the testimonial live with Ben and myself, of course. If you're interested in the mentoring, of course, hit me up on my Instagram, Jack's Amazon Club. Make sure you spell it exactly that way because there's a lot of fakes. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on your notifications for the next videos because the YouTube content is about to go through the roof. Thank you, everyone, and take care.